Hey everyone, we're here gonna be making some tanks today. So I'm walking around to the firewall where I'm going to turn on the contactor for arm power. We're gonna hook the air up to the oven instead of the air hose going next door. And it might kick on, which will make some noise. Woo. So it looks like ambient is about 58 degrees. Well, everything is about 60 in here that I can measure. Shut my phone up a little bit. All right, let's move you so you can see maybe a little more. Uh-oh, you came loose from the thing. That's no good. Watch me live at work. Okay. Make this go away. All right, we got to do something about you coming loose from the thing. Dang it, that sucks. How am I going to fix you? Can I do this? Oh, I can. Oh, wow, that's really strange. Okay. So there's like 3 things set up and they're all cattywampus. Oh, that's almost a perfect view. Cool. Hey, Texas Two-Wheeler, thanks for joining in. All right. Geez, I'm gonna have to like find my head from my butt because I have not even touched any of this stuff in a while. I have to go get an impact gun because we've got 2 and one of them just plain got stole. All right, here we go. Here's an impact. All of the lights on the battery, on the juice cube. Okay. This doesn't belong here. Yeah, so it's like pretty chilly, so it's kind of a good day to be Actually, they are wireless mics, and I think I used up the battery on the one I was wearing. And fortunately, they come with two, so now we're back. All right. So what I was talking about during that time is that we're putting calories into the oven or into the system, like the oven, the interior of the oven, the arm, the molds. I want to get the molds up to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit before we start. Because it gets to like 100 during the summer, I'm using that as my normalized temperature, so I don't have to account for variations in ambient when predicting my run cycles. So if I start with the same amount of calories, my cycle will roughly pour in the same amount of calories, and so it's a little bit better scientific process. So right now the oven is holding at 130. So let's open it up and see. Let's see if we've got 100 degrees. I'm thinking it's going to be like 95. Oh, wow. Pretty good job. I'm glad I checked. So now I go to the other end of the oven to push the button and pull the oven off of the arm. Yeah, sorry about the block of no audio. I'll update the description at some point and say no audio from blah and blah. Now we're going to add our shots. This one's coming around perfect to open it. The white bucket is for the HM 69. You can tell because I weighed 11 pounds of powder into it. Or you've been doing this for like 3.5 years and you've made 100 of these tanks and you can just remember. So I don't take the mold all the way apart. I just take it open to pour the powder in. There's no real special reason I picked this brand of tools. What I really wanted was something that I could change the settings on. So I used 2 to tighten it and 3 to loosen. That was my whole criteria. And the big box store that's closest to work is the blue kind, and they sell those tools. So, A few years later now, I think I'd go probably DeWalt. One thing I didn't realize I wouldn't like about the Ryobi tools is that their battery has the protrusion, or a person could be crass and say it has a phallus, and that makes the batteries more bulky. Overall, when you're dealing with these, That's a pretty big fail. So like in general, I would tell somebody don't get the R brand because it has the sticky uppy part, or don't get any brand with a sticky uppy part of its battery. Go for the ones that do the flat slide. These don't need much force. The more force you put on these bolts, it'll start actually warping the aluminum of the mold. So I've got it on 2, and I was just making sure all of the bolts are tight. Let's rotate to the other tool, and we have to remember to change its date dial. Now I like this tool to be more up and down. The second axis of rotation is handled by an air brake on the internal shaft. So I've just got a foot pump for a bicycle there. This probably has more bolts than it needs. This was not made by the same people that did the other mold. This one's a little bit more primitive. The big mold sections you've seen me handle, I believe they weigh about 40 pounds. Okay, so you need tighten. You need turning to 12. I don't see anything going wrong anywhere. That all looks good. No debris. So I'm going to rotate it up a little bit, and then we're going to load the shot. Now that's just based solely on experience. I know how much it adds to fill up. Now everybody's gone. Nobody's watching. I can screw up and nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. The powder for this is from Exxon. It's called cross-linked high-density polyethylene. I bought it pre-pulverized, or I should say work buys it pre-pulverized, and meshed at a certain size. I don't know. It's the same spec it's always been. Get the dust off the flange. Don't really like plastic on the flanges. Whew. These molds are held together and located on dowels. And you always actually want them to be a goofy, snug fit so that you know that we've got um, contact made. Let me check your battery. You're still on. Good to go. Set it to 2, tighten. When you're standing right here, you can actually see the mold move as it tightens. Now I'm just watching for the socket to twist. If it doesn't really twist, it's good. If it does, I give it a hit or two more. This mold has 2 pins going through its interior. Both of them have a screw from the exterior holding them, and then this bottom one, or this one up here, also has a latch. Now we're gonna get our table out of the way, and we're gonna rotate the arm and look for spilling. It's kind of like just a glass pass, hope nothing's leaking. Like, you really screwed up if you see powder pour. Just double checking everything's good. There was a time when I was helping another rotational molder do our tools, and I was like, oh my God, that insert's missing. And I noticed it at this point. So let's bring the oven back over the arm. The oven, the doors are actuated by 4-foot pneumatic cylinders. They actually are turned pretty low so that they don't hit home as hard. In fact, it hit so hard we broke one of those brackets there that it bolts to. All right, let's go tell it to run, set our 30-minute timer. All right, so in 30 minutes, I come back. I turn off the burner completely. I open the doors, pull the oven back off of the arm, close the doors back, and then I point fans at the mold to help cool them. And I set another 30-minute timer. So I'll be back in an hour on the next live for demolding the parts. Thanks so much. We'll see ya.